And we're back, YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. As always, I appreciate that. Today, let's review Unforeseen Incidents. And that's a point-and-click adventure game from 2018 that deals with the aftermath of a virus outbreak. Sounds familiar, right? Well, in this game you play a handyman called Harper, who gets tangled up in some kind of conspiracy surrounding this outbreak and pandemic. And the narrative starts off with quite a bit of urgency, but that gets a little lost after the first chapter. It does strike a nice balance between seriousness and humor. The graphics are really the highlight here. They are very distinct and have a sort of sketchy style to it that I really like. Although animations are a bit rough in this game. There's some really good voice acting here as well, and the voice acting makes or breaks a point-and-click adventure game, but in this case, extremely well done. In classic point-and-click style, you, point and click your way through various screens. You can speed things up by double-clicking, which is nice, so that reduces the walking time in this game quite a bit. Objectives and puzzles are fairly clear. Make a disguise, fix a car, find an escape, that sort of stuff. And they make sense given the circumstances. Although there are some instances where I had to resort to a walkthrough, and there are some puzzles that were a bit, I guess, Moonlogic-ish. Especially there was this hacking game after each chapter that felt really disconnected from the game. Now the problem here is the same as with the narrative. The puzzles do tie into the virus story, but later on they feel kind of disconnected to that same narrative. Like, you have to figure out what an artist meant with 3 paintings that he made, and it just doesn't feel that it makes any sense given the narrative, the backstory, so to speak. But by the press of a spacebar, things get prompted in these screens, which can be interacted with, which is really nice, so there's no pixel hunting in this game. Also, Harper has quite a bit of funny things to say in this game. As I said, it really strikes a nice balance between a serious story and just a lot of funny conversations that are going on. Again, I did get stuck a few times, but it mostly has to do with the fact that sometimes there's a thing I couldn't interact with, and later on, when I progressed a little further, I could interact with that. So there's some confusion sometimes there, or I forgot to interact with a certain character after a while. Again, I had to resort to walkthrough once in a while, but yeah, I mean, that's sort of part of the whole point-and-click adventure game genre, I guess. But it would have been nice if there was a hint system in the game. Still, with the thing that is going on nowadays in the world, and, you know, the story has sort of a prophetic quality to it, and it's really interesting to play this game and then think, well, this was made in 2018, and now we're actually living in a sort of a scenario that this game tries to convey. So this game sort of reminded me that sometimes fiction does become reality, and sometimes reality is stranger than fiction. Overall, this is a very nice point-and-click adventure game. It stays true to that classic formula, but it also incorporates some of the more user-friendly features of the modern game, so to speak. So yeah, I really liked Unforeseen Incidents. Let me know what you think. Leave comments and see you next time.